Caught you looking for the same thing. It's a new thing. Check out this I bring. Anyway, good morning, everybody. It's me, T-Bone, from the LUNSB Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew. It's Sunday morning. It's 10:30. It's time for Supplemental. I'm so stupid. Good morning, Roger. It's such a great day. It's good to see you again. I've missed you. You haven't been gone for a while. Every Sunday morning we come to you and we do three things. We talk about your national days of the week, we talk about this week in history trivia style, and we do a community, a comedy, or charity event in the middle of the thing. Those three I gave you, not necessarily in order. Let me move something around real quick like. That's putting this over there so I can make eye contact with you and make it feel more intimate. And go to this one that's got all the things that we need on it. There we go. Let me get situated. Make it right. Let's get things started with This Week in History. Sorry, discombobulated. This is going to try again. Take two. Let's get things started with your national days of the week. I will read that comment after I get through Monday. No, I haven't started Monday yet, so let's go ahead. I know I was a black church choir for 30 minutes at top volume. You control your own volume, Kat, okay? You can turn down your volume. And if you don't know what she's talking about the new theme song to the Supplemental. Should be playing right now. You should be hearing that. Oh, it's exciting. It's rejoiceful. It's revivally. And it makes me happy because I made it. I made the black choir sing the words I made. Woo! Gets you up and going, doesn't it? Yeah, it's playing. It's playing. I can see it. I'm going to have to start all over again. Because I decided to answer that question. But you know what? I'm glad I answered it when I did. Anyway, that's the new theme song for the Supplemental. It's a choiry, get you up and going, bouncy around kind of thing. Well, that's hilarious. Good morning. All right. Get off your mom's phone. Anyway, here we go. Let's get things started with your national days of the week. Starting with Monday, March the 30th. It's National Take a Walk in a Park Day. Throughout the times, we go through these days that float, like the third Thursday in November is always going to be Thanksgiving, right? The days of, I don't know which holidays float, but there are a couple that float. I think Easter is always the first Sunday in April. I don't know how that works sometimes. I don't agree with floating holidays too much because they can make things confusing. But I think National Take a Walk in the Park Day should probably be a floater. That shouldn't occur on a Monday, you know? Because it's a very, very privileged few that can take time on a Monday to go walk in a park. But a large percentage of us have this thing called the weekend, and we would take the weekend. And even those people who have rotating days off, they don't normally take Monday, they take Friday. Monday's a bad day. Make it a Saturday. Like Saturday, National Take a Walk in the Park Day, Adam Ricci Park, big walk thing event with food trucks and beer. Now, that's fun. But on a Monday, take a walk in a park day, that doesn't feel fun at all. Not fun at all. But they didn't say the days had to be fun. It's Monday, March 30th. National Take a Walk in a Park Day. Moving on. I popped over. The family is still arguing with each other. I did not see this one coming. Really? Okay. Tuesday, March 31st. is National Tater Day. I recently made a batch of mashed potatoes that were sufficient. My partner on the LUNSB Show is a chef. I ran my process through her. She agreed with everything that I did, but my spouse is not a chef, even though she also does know how to cook. Only certain people get the title. She knows how. She doesn't get the hat. And she challenged my mashed potatoes because they did not have milk in them. The chef didn't catch that missing step when I was making taters. Mash of the mash variety. You need some liquid in there. I thought fresh mashed potatoes with a rice thingy. I did all of the work, and I put butter in, and I put sour cream in, and I thought that was it. A little salt, a little pepper. It was really good. It was good. It was sufficient, but it needed a little extra savory, a little cream of some variety. Even water would have helped it. I know that because I was forced to eat the remaining taters of the mash variety for the rest of the week. And every time I heated them, I added water to them, and they came out silky smooth and delicious. What is your favorite way of eating the taters? I've already chosen a question for the question of the week for next week. But the question of the week is going to be that question. What's your favorite way to consume the earthy gourd known as a potato? Think about that and get your answer ready. On Tuesday, March 31st, National Tater Day. They're the ones calling it tater. I didn't make that up. It's written that way, Tater Day. Moving on to your comments. Sour cream, and I know it sounds weird, but mayo. Hey, listen, you never fear being weird with this one, okay? Food. When it comes to food, I'm thinking about your husband right now, and I shouldn't. Because he makes fan art, and it makes me laugh. Sour cream, good. Mayo in mashed potatoes. I bet that would be tasty and delicious. But I really was trying to keep the calories to a minimum. And all the additives and preservatives. And they were potatoes that needed to get ate because she was going to throw them away. And I couldn't put them all in one bucket, so she ended up throwing 4 of them away anyway. I hate throwing away food. I hate throwing away food. And only those of you who watch the full episode of the Supplemental on replay will see that. All right, here we go. Wednesday, April the 1st. Ye old fools of April Day is also National Fun Day. I think any days on the National Days of the Week calendar that are redundant should be removed. Because National Fun Day is not necessary on National April 1st Day or April Fool's Day. Yes, it should be fun in the fooling nature. Now, of course, I'm sure there's been April Fool's jokes that went way too far. And there are many other April Fool's Day jokes that fell flat and did not make anyone a fool. If you have any idea where that comes from, you could do a little history and you could find out that we don't even know for certain where April Fool's Day comes from. But the best case scenario was when, and only because of Zach Jack am I thinking about calendars as much as I'm thinking about calendars these days, but when they switched over from the Gregorian to the Julian, or the Julian to the Gregorian, when they made that switch where the beginning of the year was the last part of March or April the 1st, and moved it to January 1st, well, those people who still celebrated the new year on April the 1st were called April Fools. And back then, not a fun day. So maybe it isn't redundant. Maybe they did need to add it to the schedule because April Fool's Day should be also National Fun Day. Think about that. This April the 1st, National April Fool's Fun Day. Moving on and to the comments. It's a fun day. It's a day of my birth. And in the day you go to Shady Maple every year for your birthday? I like that. I also like that we share a birthday. The difference is mine es not vero. Es no vero. Mine is not true. Because I put my fake birthday on the internet, as should you. Is your real birthday out there? Absolutely. Is there ways to get your real birthday out there? Yeah, you could do that too. But you shouldn't make it easier for the hackers. Don't put your real birthday on the internets. Anywhere you can avoid doing that. Anyway, I'll be tagging along to Shady Maple. Oh, I wish. Shady Maple, for the uninitiated, is the world's largest all-you-can-eat buffet. And when I say large, I can't put it into perspective. I can tell you if you look for it on the Google Maps and you get that great satellite overhead shot of how just big the Shady Maple is. For perspective, the cars in the parking lot is not enough. The parking lots are gigantic and the cars are normal size, but you're looking from a satellite. It doesn't, not really that. Whoa! Look at the church next to it. Just look at the church right next door. The church is like this. And that's the building. And Shady Maple's like this. I'm not lying. You ever find yourself in central Pennsylvania? As a tourist destination, go to the world's largest all-you-can-eat buffet, the Shady Maple. In Lancaster, Blue Ball, Bird in the Hand, one of those areas. It's in that area. Moving on. I feel like it's been a year already. And I feel like a year ago we did that one. So even though I have something geared up to do that one, I'm not going to. I'm going to move on. I'll do that because it's appropriate. Tuesday, April the 2nd, is National Reconciliation Day. Now, if you don't know what reconciliation is, or you don't know not what it is to reconcile, I could tell you, I experienced this today. I experienced the joy of reconciliation myself. I did. Right here. I did. Because in order to have the live TikTok going on at the same time I had to have the Facebook going on, I realized I couldn't do it all off of one computer. It was just asking too much. It was doing it, but it was asking too much of the computer and of me. So I reconciled. I got together with my ex, my old laptop that used to do all of this, but I reconciled with my old laptop, my ex laptop, and I opened it up. And of course the battery was dead. Of course, you're going back and you're visiting old. When you reconcile with an ex, what you're doing is you're going back and remembering what all the things were that made that an ex. This is true. And you can make this leap as far as you want to go. Okay? I went back, I reconciled with my ex. I started the X up. The first thing I find out, the battery's dead. The next thing I find out, it takes absolutely forever to load. I had the computer for a very long time, but everything about it is annoying the bejesus out of me. This won't work, and this won't work, and this is taking forever, this is taking forever. I reconciled with the X only to remember why it is an X. So it can be cathartic, right? Think about it. Maybe you need to reconcile. On Thursday, April 2nd, National Reconciliation Day. I like the way that went. I like the way that went. All right, Jessica pops in that Shady Maple is close to intercourse. Before activity. Clearly, that is a before activity. There is no post Shady Maple activity. Just saying. Intercourse, Pennsylvania. It's real. Go there. It's like Las Vegas. Go there, get your picture in front of the sign, leave. You're good. the 3rd is not... I feel like we did that recently. God, I hate when these things do that to me. I don't know what that one is. I can't really talk about that one, and that one just sounds the stupidest of them all. So whether we've done it before, I think... Friday, April the 3rd, is National Chocolate Mousse Day. You would think I would know better. You would think I would know. If I remember, isn't mousse just a hair product that makes it stand up instead of pat down? No. Isn't mousse just a lighter, fluffier pudding? If I had the pudding pop, if I had a bowl of pudding and I had a bowl of mousse, wouldn't they have the exact same ingredients? But this one was like roughed up a little longer, so it's lighter on its toes, and this one is just dumb and dense. I don't know. I don't know what the difference is. I know I'll never turn either one away. You're not, within reason, with a respectable amount of portions and repetitions. I believe, and I could be wrong, that chocolate mousse is just chocolate pudding, but it's whipped more. It's made to be lighter, and it's fancier because it's mousse, not mousse. It's mousse, chocolat, mousse chocolat. Do they make other? I never heard of like a vanilla mousse, strawberry mousse, Neapolitan mousse. Never heard of any of those. So chocolate seems to be the winner again. Chocolate covered bacon, baby. Think about that and do with that knowledge what you will. On Friday, April the 3rd, National Chocolat Mousse Chocolat Day. Probably there's a OG in there somewhere. Chocolate Mousse OG. Jessica says pudding with whipped topping mixed in. So it is an additional ingredient. Or is whipped topping just another ingredient of chocolate pudding, but more of it? Because what is whipped topping? It's just whipped cream, right? And cream goes in pudding, right? Milk. It's all milk. It's all milk. I just thought about this today. Like everything I was putting on toast had a milk base to it. Butter. It is milk. But you don't want to use butter because butter will kill you, so you use cream cheese because it's tasty, it's delicious, and it's supposedly better for you. Where does cream cheese come from? Cream cheese has also come from milk. Just something I was thinking about. I don't know why. Oreo cookie mousse. Ooh. Friday is Green Dragon Day in Ephrata, Pennsylvania. It's a flea market in New York. They call it a swap meet. Lots of Amish goods. Thank you. I hope that proves helpful to anybody that was curious about the Green Dragon Day in Ephrata, Pennsylvania. And something about New York. Strange. Very, very strange. Moving on. A Saturday, April the 4th, is National Vitamin C Day. Vitamin C is very, very important to the human body. You need the citruses. You need some vitamin C's in your system. It's going to keep you healthy, make you live longer, like 25% longer with no known side effects. Don't take my word for it. Google it. And the most wonderful thing that we learned about vitamin C over the years is it prevents scurvy. That's correct. You don't see sailors getting scurvy these days because we give them things that have vitamin C in them. One of the greatest things that had vitamin C in it ever in all time ever? Grog. Old-time sailors had an issue with scurvy. And they found out that if you consumed vitamin C, you wouldn't get the scurvies. So what did they do? They learned that lime is loaded with vitamin C. So they would use the lime in the rum that they drink. They were flavoring their rum with lime juice. And that's how British sailors were called limeys. But American sailors also didn't want the scurvy, but they didn't want the disgusting title of being called a limey. So what did they do? They used lemons and became lemonies. That's not true at all. Mama's lemon pound cake. I love scurvy, and I tell you why. Because my sailors were getting sick, and I would tell them things like, you're not allowed to get sick, but if you do get sick, you only get sick with the scurvy. And if you got sick with the scurvy, it's because you didn't take enough vitamin C, and I'm putting you on report. 30 lashes. Apparently I was a pirate. Think about that and more. Saturday, April the 4th. National Vitamin C Day. Sunday, I make a decision first and then read the thing. Ha ha ha, that's a good one because it doesn't exist anymore. Saturday, April the 5th is National Read a Roadmap Day. Now I say, roadmaps don't exist anymore. I'm sure all of your gas stations still have a rack somewhere near them, and inside that rack is a bunch of unfoldable folded paper, unrefoldable folded paper, known as a map. And that, children, is how we used to get around in unknown places. We would go to a store and we'd buy one of the maps of the places that we were going, and then we would open it up. And like sailors in the days without celestial navigation, we just guessed. There was a lot of guessing. We followed ridge lines and rivers and grid coordinates. But you got this giant piece of paper out and you looked at the things that you're supposed to look at and you tried to remember the things you were going to do. Oh, I'm going to take 77 over to 22 and then 22 down to 159. And once I get to 159, it's a short stretch of 61 straight over. That's what you did. That's what you did. And you put that in your mind and then you went to like a 77, but instead of 22, you're at like 32. And you're like, nothing is right. Something is wrong. And you stopped and you got out and you unfolded the map on top of the hood. You looked very tactical, very, very tactical. You unfold the map on top of the hood and you're 10 clicks back. No one uses clicks, but in this scenario we did. 10 clicks back, I should have made the left-hand turn at Albuquerque. That's another reference most of you are probably not going to get. Anyway, and then once you had your coordinates, you had to fold the map back up together. And GPS, Google Maps, and Waze have all made reading a roadmap unnecessito, no longer necessary, along with all of the other celestial satellite navigation capabilities that are out there for you. No one reads a map anymore. No one knows how to read a map anymore. So when the invasion begins and the first thing they do is take down the internet, realize siamo fatuti. And there is one of you watching right now, at least one of you watching right now, who got an extra laugh off of that ending. Think about that on Sunday, April the 5th. National Read a Roadmap Day. Moving on. I once saw a doggy in the window. It's time for your come-come-char comedy, community, charity event thingy that I wanted to tell you about. It's happening very, very soon. 5 minutes from now, it begins. I lost my dooka-dooku thingy, bobby-doo. I lost my thingy-bobby-doo. My place on the internets. So the Castaway Critters is a James A. Hairholt Memorial Foundation for Animals. James died a young man at relatively 37 and left some money to help animals in need. It recently came up on our radar, and it's a really neat charity. And they have a charity event going on right now at the Three Bakery Dog Girl. Hold on, I'll get that information for you in just a moment. I probably wasted too much time talking about it. And God bless America. I don't want all of that. I just want this, because this will give me what I am looking for. All right, we'll probably have to turn this one into something. I need to do a better job. Sorry, had a lot of things going on this morning. Anyway, there's a bakery out there, and I didn't save that either. Three dog baby. I could have sworn I said girls. Girl. I don't want to lose everybody out there, so just bear with me. I promise I will not put much more effort into getting this right. Three Girl Bakery. Somewhere on the pike, there's a bakery for dogs. ABC Girl, I don't remember what it's called. And Castaway Critters is there, and they've got the usual, these are our animals that are up for adoption, come pet them and make donations to them. I recently have done a lot of research on Castaway Critters, and it's an organization I think is more geared toward the support that we want to give. Now that's stateside, that's here in America. Castaway Critters, look them up and donate whatever you can, whether it be time, energy, or money, if you can. But for our friends that listen in Rota, Spain, I always remind you the same thing. The Rota Animal Welfare League could use your donation of time, energy, or money. They'll take any of them. Look them up on Amazon for their wish list and add to their wish list. I sent them an email about that, but they haven't responded. Anyway, Castaway Critters here in central Pennsylvania, now over 6 counties. And Raw, they're in Rota, Spain. If you've got anything you want us to promote, a comedy or community or charity event, let me know privately, and we'll definitely do that for you. And if you tell us a couple weeks in advance, we'll give you a couple of free weeks of advanced notifications to the very few people that watch the show. The few people that watch the show may or may not pay attention, but what if they did? What if one person was watching this show, and that one person goes, oh, that's interesting, let me go see what I can do. And then they fall in love with your organization, your charity, your comedy, or community event, and they're like, oh, I'm going to support this regularly, and I'm going to bring a bunch of people. What if that one thing happened? I don't ask for anything. I do not ask for any remittance. Don't pay me on the back end. I don't need a kickback. I'm just happy to help. That's all. Let's get back to where we started. I want to play the theme song again just for Caitlin. And now, on to the fan favorite portion of the show. This Week in History, trivia style. 7 questions, all set to medium difficulty, all with multiple choice options. If you get all 7 correct, we give you a free T-shirt, and we put your picture up on the wall. That's what we're going to do, okay? Because getting all 7 correct has been an extreme challenge for several weeks in a row. Even if you think you're SMRT. I'm just saying. Here we go. 7 questions, all multiple choice, all set to medium difficulty. You keep your own score. I'm not keeping your score. If you cheat, that's on you. Question number 1. On March 23rd, 1775, who delivered the famous "Give me liberty" or "Give me death" speech? Was it Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Patrick Henry, or Benjamin Franklin? March 23rd, 1775. Who delivered the famous "Give me liberty" or "Give me death" speech? Again, your multiple choice options. Was it Thomas Jefferson? Was it John Adams? Was it Patrick Henry? Or was it Benjamin Franklin? My first answer has come in. Roger says it was Patrick Henry. James says it was Jefferson. I know at least Jessica's playing along. They're have been two others that have been popping in and out. So we'll give her a moment to get her answer in before I give you mine and we move on. But there can be no dead air. So if you don't get something in real quick, I'm going to go to it. Go to the next one. I'm going to go to the next one. And I'm going to read it. And we're going to wait for Jessica's answer. And then I'm going to give you mine. There it is. She also says Jefferson. So Roger says Patrick Henry. James says Jefferson. Jessica says Jefferson. And I agree with Roger, Patrick Henry, the author of Common Sense. And if common sense was common, it would just be called sense. On March 24th, 1989, March 24th, 1989, what major environmental disaster occurred in Alaska? Out of the 4 participants that we have playing right now, 2 of us were alive when this happened. The other 2, I don't believe so. Deepwater Horizon spill. March 24th, 1989, a major environmental disaster occurred in Alaska. Was it the Deepwater Horizon spill, the Exxon Valdez oil spill, the BP pipeline rupture, or the Santa Barbara oil spill? Roger pops in with Valdez. James tries to change his answer to the previous question to Franklin because he Googles, he cheats, he's a cheater. I'm just accusing with no evidence whatsoever. James says it was the Exxon Valdez as well. Jessica, a little slow on the uptake today, probably because she's driving. I don't know. It's always a weird situation they always have going on when the answers come in late. I'm just going to agree. It was the Valdez. And if Jessica gets it wrong, it's okay. She wasn't born yet. On March 25th, 1911. March 25th, 1911. What tragic event led to major U.S. workplace safety reforms? What tragic event led to major U.S. workplace safety reforms? Was it the Haymarket riot, the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire, the Pullman strike, or the Ludlow massacre? It's March 25th. It's 1911. What tragic event led to major U.S. workplace safety reforms? The Haymarket riot, the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire, the Pullman strike, or the Ludlow massacre? Roger pops in with Triangle Shirtwaist, which has got me confused because I'm just trying to figure out what a triangle shirtwaist is. This is 1911. They wore all fancy clothes all the time. So what could a triangle shirtwaist be? Was it a shirt, like a triangle, that was like a dickie, and it went from on your waist? I don't know. I don't know what a triangle shirtwaist is, but that stuck with me. James says triangle. Jessica is making her food, so she doesn't have an answer as of yet. And I have delayed for as long as I can. Because she couldn't wait. She couldn't wait a few more questions to start making her food, whatever that food may be. And she's got a bunch of kids running around. Make them do it. Make your mommy a sandwich. She deserves that. I am also going to answer as the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire, because a massacre could be considered a tragic event, but it's not the same. A factory fire is a tragic event, especially when it killed as many people as it did. We all went with triangle. All of us went with triangle, and she just randomly guessed. How good for her that she just guessed what all of us have said. You should not. Correct, Roger. On March 26, 1979, what peace agreement was signed? March 26, 1979, what peace agreement was signed? There were 3 people that signed it. Can you name them? For extra points. That's for extra points. Here are your multiple choice answers to the original question. Camp David Accords, Paris Peace Accords, Egypt-Israel Peace Accords, or the Oslo Accords. It's March 26th, it's 1979. What peace agreement was signed? Was it the Camp David Accords, the Paris Peace Accords, the Egypt-Israel Peace Treaty, or the Oslo Accords. And extra points if you can tell me who signed the thing. Roger's going to pop in with Egypt-Israel Peace Treaty. And James is going to pop in with Swarmy. No, he went with Camp David Accords. Jessica is looking at a yogurt parfait with berries while we wait for her answer. Because she's here. Okay, that's why I wait. So we got Paris, we got Camp David, and neither one of these two want to guess who the signers of the thing were. I think I know the answer. I think I know both answers. The second name is the one that's kind of. All right, we can't wait any longer. I believe it was the Camp David. Oh, no, there she goes. She went with the Paris Accord, the Paris Peace Accords. Sorry, I don't know why I missed that. Camp David, Paris, Egypt. It just slipped in. Fit it in. Anyway, March 26, 1979, what peace agreement was signed? It was the Camp David Accords. This is my recollection. Jimmy Carter, President of the United States, Jimmy Carter, Menachem Begin, I believe, Yasser Arafat. I believe those were the three people that signed it. Now, you're going to have to check me separately. That's not going to come. End of the 100-Year War and the War of Sadat. Anwar Sadat, Menachem Begin is Israel. Menachem Begin, Yasser Arafat, Jimmy Carter. That's who I believe the signers were. And it was the Camp David Accords. Question number 5. On March 27th, 1977, what aviation disaster occurred? This is March 27th, 1977. Was it the Lockerbie bombing, the Tenerife airport disaster, Malaysia Airlines MH370 disappearance, or Air France Flight 447 crash? March 27th, 1977. What aviation disaster occurred? Was it the Lockerbie bombing, the Tenerife airport disaster, Malaysia Airlines MH370 disappearance, or the Air France Flight 447 crash? Second one on the airport. He is going to go with Tenerife and didn't want to spell Tenerife. You could have just put B. All of you do not have to try to spell anything. You could put down A, B, C, or D. Roger goes with 447 crash, the Air France 447 crash. Here's what I know. Both of you may be correct. And Jessica's going to go with Tenerife. We know it wasn't Lockerbie. We know it wasn't Lockerbie because it's 1977 and the footage we have of Lockerbie is way too good. We know it wasn't Malaysian Air Flight's MH370 disappearance or suicide involving mass murder, which is really what that was. So we're down to the Tenerife airport disaster or the Air France Flight 447 crash. And if I remember, the Tenerife crash was one plane wanted to taxi and the other plane was taking off. And, it didn't happen that way. I believe it was Tenerife. Moving on. Question number 6. On March 28th, 1979, what nuclear accident occurred in Pennsylvania? I'm not going to do it. I love all of you equally, and I'm going to tell you this. You get this question correct, or you're getting a suspension. You will take if you could not get this question correct without the multiple choice options, you get a 2-week suspension. March 28th, 1979. What nuclear accident occurred in Pennsylvania? James says TMI. James says Jimmy Carter saved the day. Wrong. I'm not giving you the multiple choices for this one. You either get it right or you take a 2-week suspension. It's March 28th. It's 1979. It's a nuclear accident in Pennsylvania. You probably know what that is. I know what it is. I'm giving you time to answer and to avoid a suspension. Don't. Roger goes with 3 Mile Island as well. TMI being the local abbreviation for 3 Mile Island everywhere. TMI means something completely different. And Jessica pops in with 3 Mile Island. Correct, because the only correct answer was 3 Mile Island. And I'm glad this week none of you took a suspension. And why does Jessica's answer come in earlier than Roger's, but Roger's comes in before hers? It's the strangest dang thing. March 29th, final question, question number 7. March 29th, 1974. What was discovered in China? March 29th, 1974. What was discovered in China? Was it a Great Wall extension? Was it the Terracotta Army? Was it ancient silk manuscripts? Or was it the walls of the vaults of the Forbidden City? March 29th, 1974. What was discovered in China? Was it a Great Wall extension, the Terracotta Army, an ancient silk manuscripts, or the Forbidden City vaults? What was it? James, he pops in with Terracotta Army. I have my answer locked in, but I'm going to go ahead and type in the answers, and I won't even scroll down, so you'll know I'm not cheating. Not that I need to cheat. Why would I cheat? It's my game. Roger says Terracotta. James, I think I saw it on National Geographic. Yes, I think you are correct. And now I've already said I've got James's and Roger's answers, and then Jessica's going to give me her answer, and there it is again. Oh, this time it came in the correct place. Terracotta Army. We all agree that it was the Terracotta Army. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about this week. Let's go down the answer list right here and find out how we did. Question number 1. If you answered Patrick Henry, you are correct. If you answered anything but Patrick Henry, wrong. Wrong. You shall not go 7 for 7 this week. Give me liberty or give me death. And you know what the option was that they gave him? March 24th, 1989 was the Exxon Valdez oil spill. Way to guess the correct answer there, Jessica. March 25th, 1911 was the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire. March 26th, 1979 was Egypt-Israel peace treaty. So those of you who chose Egypt-Israel, good job. Good for you. The 1977 March 27th aviation disaster was the airport disaster in Tenerife. I've been to Tenerife. It's pretty cool. March 28th, 1979 nuclear accident was, yes, of course it was 3 Mile Island. It's the only nuclear disaster we've ever had in America that you know about. And wrapping it all up, March 29th, 1974 discovery was, in fact, the Terracotta Army. It was good. I mean, everybody did good. I went 6 for 7. And that doesn't make me feel bad, but I would have liked to go 7 for 7. 7 for 7 makes me feel better about myself. As always, thanks for playing along. I'm going to remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you can be. Just be the best person that you can be. If you were a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. Chick Bruce sends her love. New episode of the LUNSB Show to be taped shortly. In the meantime, you can crank it up and play. It's an edition. I gotta put up a new screen.
It's an addition. It's an add-on.
Yes, it is.
Stand up to the LUNSB Show. supplemental, the 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 supplemental. Oh, the supplemental. The supplemental.